Check. 1, 2,
Okay,
check.
let's go live.
Boom.
Hey, we're live. Hey, what's up? It's a Wrestling Uncensored 389 pre-show.
It's good to be here.
What's up, big doggy? What's up, everybody? Get a chance for everybody to tune in. My hair's kind of terrible. I gotta shave my head. It's ridiculous.
Not going back to the last year look?
Long hair, don't care look? No, I don't think so. I think I'm shaving my head again. It's too long. It's getting too long.
Too hot for you.
It's too hot. Ah! It's not hot.
It's not hot today.
It's not hot today. Ah, it's not hot. If you've never seen Hulk Hogan say, it's not hot, look it up. Hogan, YouTube, just YouTube, Hulk Hogan, it's not hot.
I remember. I know.
Right? I mean, if you haven't seen that, you must see it. If you're a wrestling fan and you haven't seen Hulk Hogan, it's not hot, go check it out. I realize I'm saying this while we're on YouTube. We probably shouldn't direct people to other YouTube videos while they're watching us on YouTube.
Just save it in your playlist, I guess.
Yeah. Just watch this, and then after this, go watch the thing. So what's up, Sean?
What's up? Well, a lot's up right now, I guess.
Whoa.
So, first, let's get the Pope movie out of the way that I saw this week.
The Pope Mobile?
The Pope movie.
The Pope movie. There's a movie about the Pope.
The current Pope.
The current Pope.
Pope Francis. Now, we talked about this off air. I know apparently you're very anti-Pope. So
I never said I was anti-Pope. I think you said I was anti-Pope, and I just said, yeah, sure, I'm anti-Pope. I'm not anti-Pope or pro-Pope. I have no feelings on the Pope.
Okay, that's good, because I know some people disagree with the way he acts.
I don't really know much about the Pope.
Just that he's not like how the others were. Like, he tries to live more for the people than for himself.
What do you mean?
Well, in terms of, like, how he drives around, they have, like, the Pope Mobile kind of thing.
Yeah.
He drives around like something more simple. He doesn't want to have, like, an extravagant lifestyle like the other popes.
So he doesn't have a Pope Mobile?
He does, but it's just not as fancy as the other ones.
Is it, like, bulletproof with the glass thing over top of it? You know, the whole deal?
He has that, but sometimes he just has, like, a regular van.
Is driving around in like a Sprinter van type deal? Okay. And I care why?
Well, maybe you don't like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know why you're anti-Pope exactly.
Well, you're the one saying I'm anti-Pope. I just told you I don't care one way or the other. I don't really know anything about the Pope. I'm not Catholic.
Right. Well, I thought maybe that was it, because
I'm not Catholic? No, I don't care. I don't like the way the Catholic, the Vatican and the priests dealt with the pedophilia in their midst. Yep. I think that was poorly handled. And if, I have any feelings toward the Pope, it would be like, man, you guys really slacked on those pedos. I mean, you guys really did not go after those guys as much as you should have. When a guy is a pedophile and he's been accused of doing bad things to children, you shouldn't just move the priest from one city to another and let him keep being a priest. That's my main beef with the Catholic Church. I don't know much about it, though. So, I really, I got no real beef. It's just that, hey, the pedophilia stuff, not cool. Not cool.
He does address that, though.
He does?
Yeah.
In the movie?
In the movie, yeah.
This is a documentary?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Okay.
It was educational.
Was it good?
Yes and no. I think if you really like the Pope a lot, it's pretty much just the Pope on like a world tour in a sense, where he's pretty much just traveling to all these different countries, continents, pretty much. It was kind of cool how he went to like the U.S. prisons and talked to the prisoners there, and he washed their feet and then he kissed their feet too.
That
actually gave me an idea for like a skit in wrestling, so that was actually kind of informative in a sense. How I have that skit where I tell people to, get down on their knees and kiss my feet.
Okay.
I could add it on being like, oh, you don't want to kiss my feet? You think you're better than me? You think you're better than the Pope? The Pope would do that. The Pope would wash my feet. I could add that to the skit. That's pretty good.
I think you need a little more work on that, buddy.
Why?
I don't know, because it's weird. Because people will be like, what's he talking about the Pope for? D'Angelo Gennaro?
Well, I guess Pope Francis. I guess I'd have to say that. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe some people wouldn't get that, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird reference to be dropping in a wrestling match.
I think some people would get that, though.
I wouldn't.
Anyways,
I had no idea that the Pope went to prisons to wash and kiss the feet of grown men.
He's a great guy. Like, he cares about people. He cares about people that have done wrong in this world.
You want somebody to do that for you?
Not so much.
If you're in prison, an old man shows up wearing all sorts of robes, and he's like, I want to wash your feet and kiss them. You're going to let him do that?
No, I decline, but I appreciate the fact that he
I'm
going to
say, hey, listen to me, buddy. You better get ready to wash my feet, because I'm about to stick it up your candy ass.
See, again, this anti-Pope stuff here.
No. I'm not anti-Pope. I'm anti-old man washing and kissing my feet. That's a weird move. It's a weird move for this guy to be like, I'm the head of a big religion. You know what I want to do? I want to go to a prison, wash guys' feet, and kiss them. It's a weird move. Like, I get maybe it's like Christ-like. Maybe. Did he do that? Did Jesus do that?
Well, I think the main thing is, I guess, dignity, showing that they've lost it, and he's trying to give it back to them. Now, I guess I understand.
Is that dignified? Like, is that giving somebody back their dignity? Washing and kissing their feet? I think it's weird. I think it's a weird thing to do. I wouldn't feel particularly dignified if I had a grown man, an old man, wearing robes, washing and kissing my feet. It's like, all right, you wash my feet, they're good. Whoa, what are you doing, man? What are you kissing my feet for? What kind of foot fetish do you have? What's going on here? It's a weird deal, okay? It's weird. You may be defending it. I don't know why exactly. I think it's a weird deal. And I'm sure people listening right now, people on YouTube, you're agreeing with me. A grown man, I don't care if he's a pope, I don't care who he is. Any grown man who decides to go to a prison to wash dudes' feet and then kiss them, it's bizarre. To say the least, it's bizarre.
Well, I'm sure you just offended a lot of people now in the Catholic religion, but that's fine.
That's fine. I mean, look, it's a fine religion. It's one of the oldest going. Go for it. It's fine. I'm not knocking anybody's religion. I'm knocking the head of a religion washing men's feet and then kissing them. I just find it bizarre behavior. How many dudes did he do this to?
I want to say it seemed like, you didn't see it all, but it seemed like he did pretty much most of them.
So like hundreds of dudes.
Very
He's
possibly,
kissing
yeah.
hundreds of feet.
Very possibly, yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways.
Gross.
I'd recommend this if you're a fan of the Pope. You'd probably want to see this.
I'll tell you what, though. If he doesn't get any personal enjoyment out of it, if he's not into feet and he doesn't like it, man, good on him for humbling himself. Because, imagine you had to do that. Ugh. John, your job for the day, you got to go to a prison and kiss guys' feet. Who wants to do that?
Well, I don't think he sees it as a job.
But isn't it his job? His job is Pope. He's the Pope. No?
I don't think he actually has to do that, but he does it.
He just wanted to. He didn't have to. He wanted to.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Okay. My son, give me your feet. Okay, I'm not going to do the...
Yeah,
I'm not going to start doing impressions of the Pope and
Please don't. Please. Anyways, you probably don't want to see this movie. And if you're not a fan of the Pope, you probably don't want to see the movie. But if you're a fan of his, it's kind of educational.
I'm interested. I'm honestly interested. I'm more interested now than I was before because you've revealed, in your little review, you've revealed such an odd piece of information that I kind of want to see the rest of the movie to know what else this weirdo guy is up to.
Well, we haven't even got to what he thinks about gays, so that's also very interesting.
Yeah, what does he think?
Well, you have to watch the movie. I can't give you everything.
Is he pro or anti?
It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like he's pro, but then he kind of contradicts himself right afterwards about how men should be with women, and like men aren't complete without women.
Unless we're doing foot play, and then anything goes.
I didn't get that part, so I don't know. I mean, you'd have to watch it yourself, but I know you probably never watched this movie, so it doesn't matter.
I might. If it's on TV, I'll check it out. I'm interested. I like a good documentary. Why not? I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's probably a very good guy. But he seems like a strange guy to me. Any guy who voluntarily goes to a prison to do all that is a little... What else? What else in that movie? Anything else you take away from that?
Cares about the environment a lot.
He talked about the pedophiles.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Mainly just like what he thought about the priest doing this, and there's zero tolerance for this. And that
now.
Yeah. Well, now that's come to light, obviously. But he says he didn't know about it. So that's his take on it. And the civil courts should severely punish the people who destroyed these children.
If they can catch them.
Right.
If they're not being hidden in Vatican City somewhere.
That was something that I thought was lacking a bit in the movie. Like, there's a lot of pro-Pope in the movie. Pretty much people that love him.
Yeah.
But the people that are against them, you don't hear much of that. You heard that comment about against the priest, but it's not really against the Pope. And I would have liked to hear more about that. And it's just more geared one-sided, I find, when you hear from other people besides the Pope in the movie.
Yeah, it's pro-Pope. It's a pro-Pope movie. It's a movie about the Pope. They're not going to be like, this guy is a real jerk. You should see what he does to the feet. He's a real weirdo. They're not going to be anti-Pope. It seems like it's probably made by the Vatican.
It's very possible, yeah, of course. But it just would have been nice to hear from other people.
See me pour my little Dunkin' Donuts. I'd love a sponsorship from Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't, but okay.
Hey, listen, I'm Canadian and I love Dunkin' Donuts. It's my favorite. We had a little discussion about this before the show.
It's your favorite coffee, apparently.
It's nice. Very good. I like Dunkin' Donuts. I'm a big fan. Big shout out to my dad, who also loves Dunkin' Donuts. I went there this morning with my son, who's also my dad's grandson. I mean, could you believe that? It's crazy, right? It's crazy how this world works.
I'm glad you figured that one out.
I'm a smart guy. My dad watches the shows. He watches the YouTube shows.
I see him retweeted. I appreciate that.
Big shout out to him and my mom. My mom watches him too sometimes.
Sometimes.
Say hi to my mom, John.
Hey, Dave's mom.
Yeah.
Nice glasses she has.
It's a weird... All right, let's move on. I don't even want to go there.
So you all go to the same Dunkin' Donuts store because there's only one left.
Mm-hmm.
You get the coffee and that's it?
And I enjoy the coffee. I got a little muffin, but I haven't eaten it yet.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, it was good. But I was just saying to you that I prefer Dunkin' Donuts to Tim Hortons. I don't like the Tim Hortons coffee. And you were shocked. You couldn't believe it, but you don't drink coffee, so what do you know?
Well, it's just the advertising say it's the best coffee in Canada, so...
Yeah, well, that's the ads for them. You're really you're confused about messages these days and who's giving them. Like, the movie made about the Pope is pro-Pope, and you're like, oh, I can't believe it's so pro-Pope. The Tim Hortons ads say they make the best coffee, and you're like, man, they say it in the ad. It must be true. When the people... Like, if I tell you, John, that I am the biggest, strongest, fastest man on earth, that's just me saying that. It's not true. I'm not Usain Bolt. And I'm not the great Khali.
You are not.
So I'm not the biggest. I'm not the fastest. But I am the world's strongest man. That is true.
In your own mind, of course. Of course I
No.
believe that.
It's been proven. Mark Henry and I had a little strength test, and I crushed him. Smashed him. It's really embarrassing for him.
Well, given what we saw at the Greatest Royal Rumble, he can barely move anymore, so I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. You got a wrestling book you want to talk about too? What else you got here? What else you got going on?
We got this cool book in the mail this week. The first 25 years of Raw. And I must say, there's a lot in this book. Good gravy.
Well, it's 25 years worth of stuff, right?
I mean, everything that happened on Raw.
You going to read it to us as story time with Johnny?
Not everything, but there was just so much. Like, that's the first Raw, right?
Oh, Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez, Ric Flair. Hold on. That was the
He's showing us
leaves WWE right there.
Showing us pictures on the YouTube.
Yeah, podcast, too bad. You just have to watch the YouTube. What was cool, they talked about here, I didn't realize this, it was in 93, that Brett called out Hogan for a match.
In January 93.
I don't know if it was in January or, I think it was the lead up to the King of the Ring, but apparently that happened. And that got kind of erased from WWE history because the match never happened, so they never referenced it ever again, but that happened. So that was kind of cool.
I wonder why.
Well, because Hogan went to WCW, right?
No, but I wonder why Brett called him out for the match.
It was supposed to happen at SummerSlam. They had the bill. Apparently, they had the poster and everything for it, but Hogan didn't want to do the job. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So.
And instead, we got one of the best parts that ever happened, which was the Lex Express.
Oh, get the hell out of here!
I love that.
No, you don't. You don't really.
Man, that song was amazing back in the day. He was my hero.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Well, you were a little dumb kid then.
Maybe I was, yeah.
Yeah. If you like Lex Luger, you were a little dumb kid. I didn't like Lex Luger when I was a kid.
The coin toss, too, that was an epic moment, by the way, in Raw history. Luger and Brett, amazing. Luger won that, by the way. He did.
Are you done? Taking this trip down memory lane here, just reading the book?
Well, we're only in 94 right now. So
yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Stop reading the book.
There's so much. I have to say I'm a little disappointed, though, with Vince. Like, he writes the foreword here, and, like, well, someone wrote this for Vince. It's horrible. Vince, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You're not even getting it on camera.
Hold on, you're not even getting it on camera.
There you go. There's the foreword. It's not very long.
It's not long, and it's just nothing. It's terrible. Horrible. Vince, disgraceful. One of the worst parts I've seen in WWE books.
So mad.
No, it was really bad. Like, come on, that's Vince talking about, like, the greatest show he ever made, and it's just like, well, this was a great show, and, man, there's so many superstars, and he just talks about, like, the Attitude Era, pretty much. Doesn't talk about, like, Brett or anything like that, what Brett did.
Yeah, Vince never talks about what Brett did. What are you talking about? Why would Vince ever give credit to Bret Hart? He never, ever, ever. When he talks about the greatest superstars in the history of the company, he'll talk about Austin, he'll talk about Triple H, he'll talk about The Rock. The Attitude Era guys. He never talks about Brett or Hogan. He doesn't even talk about Hogan.
There, when Brett and Vince got into a tussle on announcing commentary right there, that was amazing. 97. That's where this book really picks up. 97. Fantastic. You can just get lost in the memories right here.
I think you already have been lost in the memories. I think you're getting lost in the memories right now. We have a show to do here, John. Stop reading a book.
Anyways, if you like Raw, you like looking back on Raw, yeah, definitely get this book. It was fun. It's a fun read.
Oh, God.
I didn't smack you in the face. Don't worry. Like, you were worried I was going to smack you.
No, I wasn't. It was just like, you're getting so lost in the book. Hey, by the way, we're going to give the book away on Twitter, okay? We have this book. This thing, Raw 25. It's new, right?
Yeah.
Brand new. We're giving it away to one of you guys. We're going to figure out a way to do it on Twitter, and then we're going to give it away on Twitter. Boom. How about that? And then we'll ship it to you wherever you are.
One little thing.
And John's going to pay for shipping.
Yeah. Out of Zeb's college fund. One little thing. I know you say, like, Kevin Owens, like, he's not a big star anymore, but he is on the back cover of this book.
So is Rikishi.
So is Rikishi, but very few superstars got on this whatsoever. The fact that Kevin's on this?
A bunch of superstars are on this.
Okay,
Batista's on it. Paige is on it. Dean Ambrose is on it.
Right.
That's Eve Torres. Eve Torres is on it. So, yeah, Kevin Owens is about as big as Eve Torres and Shelton Benjamin.
You have to realize this is...
The Godfather. Yeah, sure. You want to put him on the same level as The Godfather. Great. Good for KO.
You got to realize this is 25 years all time.
And they
make
put
it.
Eve Torres in a spot, too.
Right?
And Dean Ambrose.
Because they had to put a certain amount of women on there, and Eve Torres made it. So that's it. But Kevin also made it from the new generation of superstars, which wasn't many. He made it. I think that's a big deal and shows you that he is a big star in WWE, regardless of what you think, apparently.
Am I anti-Kevin Owens now? What's going on?
Well, last week you did say, like, Kevin, it didn't seem like things were going well for him.
Things picked up this week, though.
They did.
Shall we?
We could. We can cut off, actually, the YouTube right now, because there's other things to discuss.
The other what?
The 13 Reasons Why Season 2, we haven't even talked about that yet.
Did that come out?
It actually just came out today.
I've been watching a really good show on Netflix. I actually watched the whole series over the past few days.
What's that?
F is for Family.
It's a cartoon, no?
It's a cartoon.
Okay.
Starring Bill Burr. It's far more depressing than you might expect for a cartoon.
I've seen BoJack. That's pretty depressing.
Yeah, I've heard that BoJack show is very depressing. This one is pretty sad, too. It's funny. It's a good show. Make you laugh, make you cry.
That's not bad.
No, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I watched the first season, second season, all this week. Got it all in a row. And now I'm like, all right, give me some more. And the way it ended, the second season, the way it ended, I was just like, oh, my God. Like, things are going wrong, and then everything seems to be going right, and then something happens at the end, and you're like, oh, no. No. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Bill Burr is amazing. Bill Burr is excellent. He's one of my favorite comedians. A very funny guy.
I might check it out later.
He's got a good stand-up special on Netflix, too, Bill Burr.
Yeah?
You know him? You familiar?
Not really.
He's very good. He's a very funny guy. Very funny guy. All right. Can we talk wrestling now? Can we do this thing?
We could, yes.
Yeah! Okay, YouTube pre-show. We'll see you later. Don't forget to listen to episode 2 of What's Phantom in Japan. Myself and the Green Phantom. The second episode of our New Japan Pro Wrestling podcast is available right now on our YouTube channel. You can go check it out. It's available at WrestlingUncensored.net. It's up there. Go listen to it. It's brand new. Came out this week. Episode 2 of our monthly podcast with the world-famous Green Phantom. It's pretty good. I mean, we're beefing up the roster here.
It's a crazy week this week. When you think about it.
I mean, you think about the Wrestling Uncensored Ringside Report Radio roster that we have going right now. Me at the center of the whole deal. You, big man over here. Big man Green Phantom.
Stop with the touching, damn it.
No, never.
Stop.
Big man Green Phantom. We got jiu-jitsu expert world champion Anthony D'Alessio. You know he's a world champion?
Now I know, apparently.
He was a world champion at purple belt. He's a brown belt now. Cool. And then we have Fred, who's just a savage in himself. So, I mean, you think about the roster of guys that we have. I think we might do Wrestling Uncensored Ringside Report a Mania, where we have everybody there at once. Me, you, Phantom, Anthony, Fred, the whole crew, all the people, the millions, and millions of the Rock's fans, and the hundreds of our fans converging.
I think you'll realize it's putting like a bunch of elements together, and they don't really mix that well.
Why not?
That's just my opinion. That's
what do you mean they don't mix that well?
I think there's a lot of different attitudes and personalities, egos, mainly yours.
I'm the one who mixes with everybody. I'm the only one that mixes well because I do shows with everybody. I'm the only point in the middle that everybody revolves around.
I'm just telling you, I think you mix well individually with others, but all together, I think that could be...
You think you're all going to turn on me?
I think it could be a lot of problems. That's just my opinion. That's it.
You and Green Phantom were tag team champions together.
Yeah,
so obviously there's no problems between you and Phantom. Unless there's something I don't know about.
Well, we've had a couple matches. And...
You have had matches, and they've been pretty rough.
Yeah. So.
Beef?
I wouldn't say there's beef, but, I don't think we were too friendly the last time we saw each other.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the way it is, you know. It happens.
He seemed to have good things to say about you.
I have good things to say about him too, but I'm just saying, like, if we're in the same room together, who's to say the room's not going to be torn apart? Like, it happens.
Well, Anthony will just take care of all of you guys. AJ, taking care of business.
So now you're saying the name's okay now? Like, he's actually AJ? Like,
I'm giving it to him.
Wow, you caved in.
Yeah,
Tapped out.
a little bit.
Wow, things have changed.
Yeah, things are changing. Things are always changing. All right, let's change into this wrestling thing. I'm going to change out of my jacket here. We'll get to business.
All right, yeah.
All right, then. See you, YouTube. Yeah.
We still have to talk about my cage wars. Like, I was in a cage this past
Oh,
week.
man, why didn't we talk about that on YouTube? What's the deal?
Well, so we have something extra for the podcast here. That's it. I mean, you got to remember what the gimmick is. You give a little bit for YouTube and a little bit still for the podcast only.
Wow. Okay.
Man, that photo is awesome, by the way. What a great photo.
The photo for our YouTube show?
Yeah.
I like that the Mr. Bear is just kind of sitting next to me. I got a big teddy bear.
It's not as good as Cookie Monster was.
Oh, yeah, Cookie Monster. I don't know where Cookie is. I don't know.
He's not here.
No, he's around, you know. My son's toys are everywhere.
It's good.
The Zebster taking
Chaos.
over. He is chaos. He is chaotic. He's starting to stand up and walk around and everything.
Wow,
I mean, he's not fully walking, but he's very close to it. He's
not even a year old.
He's standing up. No, but you know what? This may come as a surprise to a lot of people, but next month is his birthday. He's going to be.
I'm not surprised by this at all. Actually,
I know, but I've told a couple people recently, and I said, yeah, you know, he's turning 1 next month, and it's shocking for some people because they're like, man, it feels like just a couple months ago you were on paternity, and the kid was born. Like it even for me, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but he's gonna be a year old next month in June.
Well, it will feel like it's going fast once you're into the 3s and the 4s.
What do you know about it?
I know other people that have had kids or
And
having kids right now.
They say it's fast when he turns 3 or whatever.
Just how amazingly they grow.
Yeah. Well, every day it's like something
You're seeing
new.
it. Yeah, you're seeing it before your eyes.
It's crazy. Smart, too. This kid is like, he's a little too smart,
Uh-oh.
Like, he understands everything I say. Like, there are things that he understands that I didn't know that he understood. Like, you say, hey, where's this? And he'll point to it. And it's like, oh, I didn't know you even know what that was. But he knows exactly what it is. It's like, where's the tree? Points to a tree. I'm like, oh, you know what trees are, eh? Like, he knows what things are. He can't verbalize it, but he knows.
Right.
He understands.
Yeah.
So, watch what you say around him, because, I really gotta watch what I say around him.
I'm just real with your son. That's it. Now that you might get upset by that, but I just tell it the way it is with your son.
Yeah, well, he already thinks you're an idiot because, he was wearing his very cool New Era fitted Yankees hat that I bought him. And you're like, oh, you should wear a hat with a B on it. And he's like, oh, what are you, an idiot? He already has
he was asleep, by the way.
Yeah. But that. He heard that, and he has no respect for you now because he's like, oh, Boston Red Sox, that's a loser team, John, for losers. I would never wear a Boston Red Sox hat because I'm a Yankee fan, just like my dad, just like my uncle, because I'm cool and I know what the best team is. Go Judge, Didi, Stanton, Glaber. I mean, Gardy. The list goes on of that great, great team that I love so much. Go Yankees.
We'll see if he even likes baseball. I mean, you don't even know yet. He might like hockey.
No. No hockey. No hockey. I don't even want him to know that it exists.
Good luck.
Yeah, we got to move out of this stupid city. Yeah, no, I don't want him playing hockey. I think it's too dangerous. Like, I don't like the sport. I don't like any sport where you can get hit without seeing it coming. You know?
So no football then?
No.
Oh man, football's amazing. Come on.
He can play rugby if he wants to, but
that's like more violent than anything.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Someone died at rugby recently. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine. No, I think rugby's fine. I like rugby.
Someone dies. It's okay.
I played rugby in high school. It was fine. You just tape your ears up. You're all right.
For some, maybe, yes.
I like rugby. Rugby's a good game. I would allow my son to play rugby.
But no football.
No football, no hockey. Because you get hit. You're wearing a helmet. Any sport where you have to wear a helmet is probably not safe.
Baseball, sometimes you wear a helmet.
Yeah, because there's a ball getting thrown at your face. What do you wear a helmet in hockey for? Just in case you crack your skull on the ice or you get, shoved into the boards and your head goes, That's dangerous stuff.
Or the puck hits you.
Yeah, or the puck hits you, whatever. That's too dangerous. I don't want that. I don't like that stuff. I don't like any sport where a guy hits another guy from behind. What kind of honor is that?
It happens a lot in wrestling, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's pretend. The guy knows it's coming.
Right.
Okay? In MMA, that's the kind of sport I like. Two men, face to face. You know the punches are coming. You might not see it coming, but you know the guy is trying to hit you, and you're trying to hit him. It's a fair fight. It's like, okay, I'm going to try and hurt you now. Okay, cool, bring it. It's what we agreed to. But in hockey, a guy's going for the puck. He's trying to play this game, and then some other jerk hits him with an elbow in the head or hits him with a stick or, whatever. There's no honor in that game. I don't like that. It turns me off, hockey, because the guys that play it, the way it's played, very dishonorable. They seem like jerks,
Yeah, I see your point. I understand.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all. When's the World Cup start?
I want to say next month, no?
Hell yeah. France is going to win this year, buddy.
I like Spain, but okay.
Yeah, you would. No Italy, eh, John?
Whoa.
No Italy, eh, John? What's up with that?
It happens.
Do people even know that you're Italian?
Yeah, Anthony knows.
Hey, Johnny North. He's Italian.
I think Anthony talked about it, didn't he?
I don't know.
On the Ringside Report one
Anthony
time.
is Italian.
Yeah.
Anthony D'Alessio. You could tell he's Italian. Yeah. It's not delivery. It's D'Alessio. And here, Johnny North. It's not a very Italian name.
So?
I'm just saying. I'm saying people know right off the bat when you say, here's Anthony D'Alessio, and then you hear him speak, you're like, oh, hey, he's Italian. But then as I say, here's Johnny North, and then you speak, and it's like, oh, what is he? A Viking or something? Nobody knows.
A Viking. That'd be a good gimmick, but not so much a Viking.
Isn't there a guy called Viking?
There was.
Yeah, he gave Green Phantom a vertebraker a couple of years ago that he's still feeling to this day.
I bet a vertebraker is very dangerous, especially for a guy that big.
Yeah.
And a guy that small, Viking, giving it to a guy that big is absolutely ridiculous. They did that move in the first place.
Well, Phantom talked about it on the latest episode of What's Phantom in Japan.
Well, Phantom is a hardcore crazy guy, and he'll take anything. But
he is. Talk to us a little bit about Phantom. Like, people listening that aren't in the Montreal area may not know how important this guy is to Montreal wrestling. Like, he's a legend in this city. He's a legend of Montreal wrestling, right? I mean, the guy's been around for a while. That's why I have him on the show. That's why, we're doing What's Phantom in Japan, because he is, not only a great wrestling mind, not only a big fan of the business, but he's been in big matches, has done big things, wrestled, Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn on numerous occasions. The guy has done it all as far as indie wrestling goes.
Well, he's almost the face of Quebec for a lot of people. Besides Kevin Steen and El Generico, there was the Green Phantom. It was just more towards like the hardcore style. Like, he's done these Tournament of Deaths in the States, and it got him over pretty well. I think he had a match with Necro Butcher, and that was a crazy match. And a lot of people remember that still to this day.
Yeah. Check that out.
Wrestled Sheamus, too, before Sheamus made it big.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He's done a lot in wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. He's done a lot, and it's good to have him aboard on the whole Wrestling Uncensored universe.
I'm just surprised you were able to get him, because he's tough. He's not easy to get a hold of sometimes.
Oh, yeah? I've had no problems.
That's good.
It's tough. I think it's tougher for me to nail down a date to do the podcast with him. Because I'm all over the place, just nonstop for me.
Well, that's what kind of makes this special, like your other podcast now, that when it happens, it's like a rarity.
That's it. Well, it's monthly. We're trying to do it once a month.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did one in April, one in May. The next one will be in June, just after Dominion.
Because you're already doing 2 shows weekly.
Yeah.
It's already a lot.
I can't do another weekly show. I don't have time to do another weekly wrestling show. Unless it's by myself and it's like 10 minutes a day,
And when you think about it, doing this pre-show, that's almost like 3 shows in a sense. So,
yeah, this is another show. Can we end this show already?
Well, we still didn't talk about my cage match that I had.
No one cares.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm kidding. Talk to me. What happened? You wrestled an older gentleman, did you not?
The Bruiser, yeah.
The Bruiser. How old was the Bruiser?
He's in his 50s.
Okay. How'd that go? You were in an MMA cage.
In an MMA cage.
MMA style.
Not the first time.
No, last time you wrestled Paul.
Yeah, I wrestled Paul in there. I think it was a bit of an easier time with Paul because we've wrestled each other quite a bit. And I was able to pull off more like MMA style kind of moves with him. With Bruiser, I try to keep it more wrestling oriented because he wasn't really familiar with MMA. So it wasn't a point like putting him in a hold and, the match was pretty much over there if I put him in a hold. So.
Right.
So we start off. I thought just a good idea would just start hitting each other right away, just striking each other. I think that worked okay, but, the people in the area in Brockville, they don't know me that well. So I think that was hard for them to understand who was the good guy, who was the bad guy. But Bruiser had someone in his corner, and they started cheating. They tried to get in the cage.
So you were the babyface.
I was the babyface.
But he's the local, I thought he was like a local hero type deal.
Yeah, but he's the local bad guy.
Okay.
So that's it. So but that's why at first it was kind of like, people know Bruiser. He kind of got a mixed reaction.
Right, because they know him, they don't know you, but
Right.
you're supposed to be the babyface.
But once he had his guy cheat for him, then that helped a lot. Because I took off the Bruiser's shirt, pretty much like almost like in a hockey fight kind of thing. And then his partner came up on the cage door, started trying to break through the cage door, turned the ref and me around. Bruiser took a shirt off, started choking me with the shirt. And then finally I think people understood, like, he's the bad guy, I'm the good guy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very brutal match for both of us, I think. More probably for Bruiser because he took a lot of chops. I gave him a lot of chops.
Really?
Well, once I took the shirt off, right, I gave him a nasty back chop. I think he still has a mark on his back to this very day. He might have it for a very long time, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I ran him a lot into the cage. He ran me a lot into the cage, too. But near the end of the match, like, he went for, like, a German suplex, and he fell. I put him in a guillotine, and he was almost out right there.
For real?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, because he was, I don't know, like, what happened. Like, he was just out of it, like, because it goes for a German, but, like, I fell on him, right? So, like.
So he went for a German, and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Like,
for real, he couldn't do it.
It's just the match took a toll on him a lot.
Okay.
So, I put him in a guillotine, and he almost tapped out right there, but he didn't. So I gave him a couple knee strikes afterwards, and then I gave him a huge back suplex. And I have to say, you're not supposed to, like, bump in that kind of ring. And, man, he did not want to get up after that, I tell you that much.
Oh, my goodness. What are you doing to this man?
Oh, I probably took a good year or 2 off of his life, I think, more than likely.
Okay.
But that's, again, his friend came over, tried to get through the cage door again. So this time, I went over, like, the cage. It's not that tall, right? So, and I grabbed his friend, and I pulled his shirt over his head and started trying to grab him over the cage. And the ref's, like, freaking out over this.
This was all planned?
Yes and no.
So you're improvising a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Like, he's supposed to make the distraction. Me grabbing him and trying to pull him into the cage, not so much.
So that was just like, I'm just going to do this because it's fun?
Yeah, and I can, kind of thing, yeah. So, but then the refs, got in between us.
But doesn't a promoter get mad when you go off script and do things you're not supposed to do?
He could.
Or he doesn't really know what the script was? Because
we went through some ideas. I mean, stuff like that, no, but knowing Hannibal, I don't think he had a problem with what happened there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, they've already aired pretty much all the big main event matches that you saw at Cage Wars last Saturday, and they didn't air my match. So there's a very good chance you're probably never going to see my match.
Oh.
Maybe if they show like the whole show like in one video clip, but that's about it.
We're talking about aired like on YouTube?
Yeah.
So they put a bunch of the matches on YouTube, but they haven't put your match up?
So more than likely you're not going to see it individually. I mean, maybe if they put the whole show up, that's about it. But even that, I don't know. So.
Oh, man.
But I did post a photo on Instagram, me taking the shirt off the guy in the cage, so that's a lot of fun.
Okay. Did you go over?
But that's it. Distracted by the guy, right, his friend again, and Bruiser gave me a low blow, and 1, 2, 3, it was over. So
you lose again.
I lost again.
I'm not surprised.
It happens, you know. But, you know.
Yeah, it happens consistently.
It's not like he did. Bruiser earned that one, though. He really earned that.
Yeah. You took it to him, it sounds like.
I did. But he came up, you know, in the end, and he was able to get through the match, which is good. He earned the victory.
Good for Bruiser. Good for Bruiser.
And I'll give a shout-out to Epico, who, after I posted that photo, he started following me on Instagram. So Epico's awesome. Epico Cologne. I know he's still injured right now, but he's cool. Follow him on Instagram because he followed me on Instagram.
Why did Epico start following you after you posted that picture?
I don't know.
Huh.
But it's cool. I guess he has nothing better to do at this point right now because he's injured. So
big shout out to Epico.
Yeah.
Is he injured? That's his deal?
Judging by his photos that he posted on Instagram, yeah. And he wasn't at WrestleMania, right? Primo was, and he wasn't, so.
Right. Okay. Shall we?
We should.
We got WWE to get to, right?
It's been a long enough pre-show.
Yeah, I've had enough. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, this is Mick Foley, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
What's going on, y'all? This is WWE superstar Kofi Kingston, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Aw, yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. Here on TSN 690 every Saturday night. And online at WrestlingUncensored.net. We just finished up another edition of the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show. So much going on in the world of Johnny North and everything in pro wrestling. We can't fit it all in 1 hour, so we have a little pre-show for you that we also do live on YouTube. You can check it out on our YouTube channel that is very active, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net, youtube.com/ringsidereport, DOTNET. And I'll tell you right now, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you're missing out. There's so much extra content that we're putting out here on a weekly basis. You are missing out if you're not paying attention on YouTube, if you're not online, if you're not following us on Twitter at Dave Simon MMA, at North Genesis. Just over the past week since the last episode of Wrestling Uncensored, on our YouTube page, we did a full hour-long breakdown of UFC 224, the UFC pay-per-view that went down last Saturday night. Anthony and I, Anthony from Ringside Report Radio, and I, we were live on YouTube talking to you, doing a live show that's exclusively on YouTube and on ringsidereport.net. Also this week, I dropped a Japan podcast, What's Phantom in Japan. It is a monthly special podcast that we're doing only at ringsidereport.net, WrestlingUncensored.net. It's myself and the Green Phantom. You all know the Green Phantom, your hardcore hero, a Montreal wrestling legend. Phantom and I talk everything New Japan Pro Wrestling and indie wrestling pretty much as a whole. We're looking at New Japan and then kind of the whole world of professional wrestling as well. It's an interesting talk that I have once a month with the Green Phantom. The second episode just dropped this week, so if you're not online, if you're just listening to the radio shows, you're getting a lot, but you're missing out because there's so much extra content out there on our YouTube channel, at ringsidereport.net, at wrestlinguncensored.net. You subscribe to our iTunes feed, you'll get everything on iTunes, but you'll miss some of the visual elements as well, which are over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport. .net, with the .net spelled out DOTNET. So there's a lot of content out there. You know who else puts out a lot of content? The WWE. And that's why we have Wrestling Uncensored here every single week, because we have to cover what the WWE is up to. It seems like they're up to a lot. They are building towards a pay-per-view, WWE Money in the Bank going down in Chicago, Illinois. And I noticed something pretty interesting about Money in the Bank. It's in Chicago.
Right.
The week prior, so Money in the Bank's on a Sunday, right? It is, I'll give you the exact date.
17th, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. So Money in the Bank takes place June 17th in Chicago, Illinois. June the 9th, the previous Saturday, in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk will be fighting for the UFC.
Nice coincidence.
Interesting, no? So, in theory, he could win Money in the Bank.
You keep dreaming there, buddy.
Come on, man. I got hope. You see, Punk is starting to tweet more about professional wrestling. He put out a couple, tweets about wrestling this week, and that's something that he has not done. He has not posted anything about professional wrestling in months, if not years now. So the fact that he's doing that, the fact that he is going to appear for the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes at All In, not at the show, but an autograph signing the weekend of the show. That's going to be in Chicago in September, by the way. Sold out last weekend. Sold out, that show. 10,000-seat arena. It's an independent show put on by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. And Punk will be appearing for them to do an autograph signing. I feel like we are on the road towards a CM Punk professional wrestling comeback. Whether or not that's in the WWE or not, we'll have to wait and see. But, hey, it'd be a really good way to squash that whole lawsuit thing he's got going on with the WWE. Just go back to work.
It's happening this week, too, isn't it?
What?
They're
The
going to
lawsuit?
court? Yeah.
Are they going to court this week?
Yeah, I believe so.
It would be a great way to squash the whole thing. Punk, we'll squash the lawsuit if you come back to work. We just want you to headline WrestleMania. We're going to have you lose to Roman. Seems about right.
Yeah, I think
it's not going to happen, though,
we're
right?
far past that point. You'll be lucky if maybe they coax him to do the All-In show, but that's about it, I think.
I think he's going to appear at All In, and I do not believe that Punk has wrestled his last match. I believe he will wrestle again. Don't you? You really think he's never going to wrestle again?
A lot's riding on this next fight. I mean, if he wins, he's going to concentrate more on his UFC career.
Yeah.
So.
And if he loses, I think maybe you go back to wrestling.
There's also Bellator. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, boy. Come on now. Let's not play around. Bellator's... I mean, come on. If you can't win these fights in the UFC, you're not going to win them in Bellator either.
He'd at least try, though, I think.
I don't think he would. I really don't think he would.
Him against Chael Sonnen? I think it would.
No, that's ridiculous.
I think it would
That's
happen.
ridiculous, John. He knows it's ridiculous. That's a joke fight. No.
Well, he gets to Bellator. I mean, why
He's not going to Bellator. I don't like that you see Bellator as like, oh, if you can't win in the UFC, you could probably win in Bellator. That's not how it works. If you can't beat this guy Mike Jackson in the UFC, you have no shot of beating Chael Sonnen. It doesn't matter where the fight is taking place. It's not like the guys become easier in Bellator. Yes, they have a lot of the older guys, and maybe they're not in their prime anymore, but CM Punk has never had an MMA prime. So for him to go to Bellator and you think he has more of a chance there is ridiculous. It's not like if he fought this guy Mike Jackson in Bellator, he'd have a better shot. You're still fighting the guy. I don't know how good of a shot he has, and that fight's coming up June 9th, like I mentioned. Not too far away. Punk's second MMA fight.
He's not favored to win.
No. Nor should he be. But I would love to see him come back, and we are headed towards Money in the Bank, and I say that I want to see Punk come back because I'm not loving the options.
Really?
Yes.
Money in the Bank, they're actually shaping this up to be a big pay-per-view right now. Huge, actually.
Well, Ronda Rousey has announced that she will be wrestling Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title at Money in the Bank. I think that's big. AJ Styles is going to wrestle Nakamura one-on-one. We still don't know the stipulation for that match, even though Shinsuke gets to choose it because he won a match on SmackDown this week.
Great match.
Very good match. But I'm thinking about the men's Money in the Bank match. And looking at the qualifiers, I thought Kevin Owens had a great week this week. He qualified for Money in the Bank. Awesome. I don't think he's going to win.
Sad.
I don't think Finn Balor's going to win. I feel like, okay, here's who we have so far, right, for Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Roode. I think he might win.
Wow.
Yeah. The Miz. He's probably going to win. I think Miz is probably
my choice.
Miz is going to win, right? Miz is winning this thing. And that's my main problem with this thing, is that stupid Miz is going to win Money in the Bank again, and then we're going to be like, oh, here comes Miz in another big spot, and he's going to challenge for the title. Who wants to see Miz? Who wants to see Miz?
I'm just gonna throw this out to you. You know, say it's AJ or Nakamura's champion facing Daniel Bryan at, say, like SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan wins, and then The Miz cashes in. That's huge.
For who?
I could see them doing it, though.
Yeah, I could see them doing it, but I don't want to see them do it. I don't want that to happen. It's terrible. It's a terrible idea, John. Don't even put that out there. But look, I feel like one of those guys is going to win. And I know we have guys in there that we want to see win, but I don't think they're going to. You know, Bobby Roode is in it. I think he's the second best chance to win other than The Miz. Braun Strowman is in it. You know, he might win too. I don't think Finn Balor is going to win it. He's in the match. Kevin Owens is in it. I don't think he's going to win. Rusev is in it. He's definitely not winning. The New Day qualified this week. I thought that was really interesting. The New Day beat The Bar, and it was a tag team match where the winner of the match picked one guy to be in Money in the Bank. So the New Day has one guy that they can choose to be in Money in the Bank. I think it should be Kofi. And if I was in charge, Kofi would win.
It's funny how
Kofi for champ.
He wasn't even in the match, though. It was Xavier and Big E. And yet, it's probably going to go to Kofi.
It should.
It's just funny how that worked out, though.
Because if Xavier's in it, I don't believe he will win. Like, if the only guy that New Day could... I mean, Big E, I guess, you could fathom him winning, but... Like, if Kofi is in the match and he starts climbing the ladder, people are going to think, oh, man, is Kofi going to win this thing? I'm going to get hyped. If Kofi starts climbing the ladder, I'm going to be excited. Like, oh, my God, Kofi's about to win Money in the Bank. Here we go. New Day's going to get what they deserve. They're going to be WWE champion. Because if one of them is WWE champion, they're all WWE champion.
Thing is, given the way WWE booked this week, it really could be any member. It really could be Xavier because it feels like they're just booking for shock value at this point. Like Ronda versus Nia, it doesn't make much sense why we're getting that match, but you're getting the match just because they need the match right now.
And finally, we have Big Cass versus Samoa Joe coming up on SmackDown, and this will determine the final spot in Money in the Bank. Joe will win.
And Joe, I think, should be a favorite, no?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. Because WWE never gives me what I want with the Money in the Bank. When's the last time a Money in the Bank winner was somebody that I wanted to see victorious?
Randy Orton?
Yeah. When's the last time? Again. Last year. Okay, let's just go back to the Money in the Bank winners.
Well, not last year.
Wow. Wow.
Year.
Okay, the last time somebody I wanted to win Money in the Bank was in 2011.
Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan.
I thought so.
And Alberto Del Rio. That's a good Money in the Bank, 2011. Since then, 2012. I was at that Money. Oh, no, I wasn't at this one. I was in 2013. 2012, John Cena won the WWE Championship in a Money in the Bank, and Dolph Ziggler won the Money in the Bank contract. 2013, Randy Orton and Damian Sandow won Money in the Banks. 2014, Seth Rollins won Money in the Bank. 2015, Sheamus. 2016, Dean Ambrose. 2017, Baron Corbin. 2018, The Miz. I mean, come on now. Really, look at the list of jabroni-ass wrestlers that have won Money in the Bank in the past 5 years. The Money in the Bank loser wrestlers that I can't stand watching ever. I wish they would all just go away. I never want to see any of these guys on my TV again. And they always win Money in the Bank. Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Baron Corbin. These are your past Money in the Bank winners over the past few years. And you're telling me, Joe's going to win this year. Kevin Owens is going to, Finn Balor's going to win. Are you kidding me? It's between Bobby Roode and The Miz, obviously. Obviously, it's between Bobby Roode and The Miz because they only give Money in the Bank to jabroni-ass wrestlers who can't work. The last time they gave it to a good wrestler was 2011 when Daniel Bryan won. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Money in the Bank. I'm already mad. The show hasn't even started. It's like 3 weeks away. I'm so upset because I know the Miz, the stupid Miz, is going to win Money in the Bank. And I want nothing of it. I don't want to see him walk out with a briefcase. I don't want to see his stupid little headband, his dumb robe, his whole gimmick, his crappy promos, his bad matches. No. No more. I've had it.
Well, I'm sure
F Money in the Bank. F it.
I'm sure the people that disagree with you would just say, just keep looking at your phone right now and stop shouting out nonsense.
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That's your anti-David Simon people.
Yeah, the anti-Dave Simon people, the Seth Rollins people. People say, oh, stop looking at your phone and watch the matches. I am watching the matches. I've watched more matches than you could understand. Don't tell me to watch the match. Any of you jabronis out there telling me, oh, why don't you watch the match? Why don't you pay attention? I am paying attention, okay? I watch the matches. I take notes on these stupid matches, okay? Don't try to tell me to watch more wrestling. I watch more wrestling before 9 a.m. than you watch all year. Get the hell out of my face. I don't want to hear it, John. I'm fired up.
I know you are. You're really fired up. It's crazy. But you just got to understand that I find it's really gone a different course this year, where things might seem predictable, but it's not. And it started, I find, with WrestleMania, where it seemed like for sure Roman Reigns was going to win, right? And we were going down Roman Reigns as champion.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened.
No.
And Ronda Rousey as well. It seemed like it was going to be a long course to becoming champion. We're getting it right away. So maybe they're going a different route now. They realize they can't just be predictable. They can't just ease us into these people that we don't really like too much. Just give people what they want. It seems like we're going down that route now.
Yeah, but people seem to say that they want The Miz.
Yeah, he's still my favorite to win, but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, The Miz is good now. Oh, he's a good wrestler. You see his match with Seth Rollins? It was so good. Really? Was it that good? You see Kevin Owens' match with Seth Rollins on Raw this week?
It was very good.
It was much better.
It was.
Kevin Owens, on his worst day, is 1,000,000 times better than The Miz could ever hope to be. Yeah, sure, The Miz has been around for a while. The Miz has improved. Is he a better wrestler now than he was 10 years ago? Of course he is. But when you start at 0 and make your way to 7, on a scale of 100, and Kevin Owens started off at 50, and he's now at 98, well, your 7 that you've improved to, Miz, doesn't cut the mustard. You mustard-cutting wrestler. No mustard!
Well, Kevin really had to turn around this week. Unlike The Miz, who's pretty much just been the driver's seat for quite a while now.
Yeah. The driver's seat. Been pushed pretty consistently. Yeah. Kevin Owens had a good week and a bad week, I guess. I mean, he lost to Seth Rollins, right? He lost clean to Seth.
Well, he complains that Seth, there was a thing with him going on the outside. And
what?
He should have stayed in the ring. Like, he wasn't a fighting champion. Like, he claims he's a fighting champion, but he rolled out of the ring.
He rolled out of the ring after Kevin hit him with what?
I think it was that suplex, that reverse suplex.
Yeah, the Owens plex or whatever. Yeah.
And Rollins rolled outside.
And then Rollins rolled out of the ring. So?
Not a fighting. He says he's a fighting champion. Not a fighting champion when you do that.
Right. So Rollins rolls out of the ring. Kevin Owens goes out of the ring, pushes him back into the ring. As Kevin Owens is coming back into the ring, he gets hit with a curb stomp. He goes down 1, 2, 3. He lost clean. I mean, you know.
Well, that's why he didn't really get a rematch, but because he complained to Stephanie, he was able to get into the Money in the Bank qualifier, which was, again, another fantastic match. Not only to start with a great match, but to end with a great match as well. That's amazing.
Is he getting the Daniel Bryan treatment where they don't really push him, but they use the hell out of him because he's the best worker that they have?
It seems that way right now, yes.
They're just using him.
Yeah, but you're using him well right now. I mean, start the show with a great match, end the show with a great match. That's not a bad spot to be in.
No. Raw was the Kevin Owens show this week. And when Raw is the Kevin Owens show, it's a far better show than the Roman Reigns show or the Miz show or the Elias show or whatever other jabroni they're trying to push on you on any given week. Kevin Owens, when he's on the show, when he is the centerpiece to Monday Night Raw, it's a better show. You need one guy to revolve the whole show around. And when that guy is Roman, it's boring. When the guy is Kevin Owens, it's fun because the matches are good and the promos are good. That's all I'm asking for. I'm just asking for talent. I'm watching to see good wrestlers and good promos. You know, I want to see matches and talking that's good and entertaining and keeps my attention the whole time. Kevin Owens delivers every time. Every time. And he beat Bobby Lashley and Elias to advance to Money in the Bank. And that was a good way to finish off Raw. I was happy with that. Kevin Owens on top. Sami Zayn helping him. Lashley had Elias down and was pinning him, but then Sami pulled him out, and Sami attacked Bobby Lashley. It seems like Sami and Lashley are feuding, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird because Sami's not that believable next to Bobby Lashley. He's not. You know, but anyways, KO hit a frog splash on Elias, gets the 1, 2, 3. Very good match. You still have the odd relationship with Sami and Kevin. You know, like, are they friends? Are they not friends? Sami helped him, but was he helping him to help him, or was he helping him because he hates Bobby Lashley? Wasn't that clear. But, hey, Kevin Owens advances to Money in the Bank, and I guess Sami and Lashley will wrestle one-on-one at Money in the Bank.
Well, you can say what you want about the feud of Sami and Lashley. I thought the promo was one of the best Sami has ever cut before the match even started. He cut a promo on Lashley.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good promo by Sami.
You did?
I liked it a lot.
I thought it was a bit awkward.
Well, just because the material he's dealing with is kind of weird.
Yeah, like the stuff he had to say, and like he had to get to 2 clips, right?
Yeah.
Like he was in the ring and he had to play the first bit of Lashley, like his interview from last week, right?
Yeah.
Like he had to play that, and then he had to play another clip of Lashley. Like
I think the clip was earlier when Lashley gave him the suplex.
Right, he played that, and then he had to get to the other point of Lashley doing the interview. And it was in that what it was like obvious, like he was trying to get to a certain mark, like he was trying to hit a spot, and it just felt like it wasn't that smooth of a transition to, oh, let's play the clip, you know? And it was twice, so it felt... To me, it felt a little bit like an awkward promo. It wasn't great, but I thought he had some good moments there when he said, Bobby, you talked about your sisters and everything last week. Well, I talked to your sisters, and they have a very different story to tell, and I'm going to expose the real Bobby Lashley next week on Raw because I've invited your sisters to be on the show. So I didn't think the promo was great by Sami, but I am excited to see what he does on Raw this week. The tease of the promo and the segment that he's going to do this week worked very well because that is a main selling point for me on Raw Monday night. I want to see what Sami's going to say to Lashley. I want to see who he's going to get to play his sisters. Is he really going to get Lashley's sisters? Like, are they legitimately going to be his sisters? Are we, like, here's what I want to know. What is the WWE going to do? Are they actually bringing Bobby Lashley's real sisters? A. Are they going to hire actresses to play Bobby Lashley's sisters and we're supposed to believe they're Lashley's sisters? Or is it going to be just 3 women that Sammy has obviously hired and Lashley's going to be like, those aren't my sisters? Like, are they going to be Lashley's real sisters? Are they going to be women that Lashley sells as his real sisters even though they're not? Or is it going to be women that Sammy sells as Lashley's sisters but Lashley does not sell them as his sisters? You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, and it's harder to do that now with social media where I'm sure Lashley's already posted photos with his sisters, so people probably know what his sisters look like, so it's really hard to kind of sell this kind of gimmick if they're going down this route.
Yeah.
And it's hard to expect that they're good, like, actors, the sisters.
Well, that's it. So do you want to risk having his real family there on a Raw segment? That could turn really bad.
Yeah, pre-record, that's what you got to do. That's the best way to do it.
I don't know. I feel like live in the ring, Sammy doing a thing and then Lashley chasing him off is the way to go, no?
Maybe to end it, but to start off or something. Just
a pre-record.
Yeah, just their comments. I mean, he said they'll be at Raw. It doesn't mean they have to be in the ring.
It's pique your curiosity, though, right? Like, I'm interested.
It's something with Sammy, and I know, like, you're not expecting the match to be anything special because
I think the match could be very good, but it's just like you see Lashley, you see Sammy, you're like, oh, I don't know about this. I mean, Lashley's got the MMA background. He's super jacked. You know, Sammy, he's in good shape, but he's not Bobby Lashley, you know? It's not as believable.
I understand that, but this is going to help sell the match, sell the curiosity towards that match.
Yeah, I think the match could be very good. Lashley's a decent performer, and Sammy's one of the best. I just feel like Sammy's going to get squashed. Like, he's going to get some over in the promo because Lashley can't really defend himself or whatever. But then when the match comes, it's going to be Lashley beating up Sami Zayn. And, like, I'm not that excited for that.
I think this is a great testing ground for Sammy to see where he ranks in WWE. I mean, if he can carry this program with just his talking, it might help him down the road.
Hopefully. I don't know. I don't think Kevin Owens is winning Money in the Bank. I don't think Sami Zayn's beating Bobby Lashley.
Just a very negative person.
No, I'm realistic, John. Do you think either of those things will happen?
I think Kevin, there's a chance. Not a great chance, but
you think The Miz is going to win, John?
From SmackDown, if they go SmackDown. I don't know how they're doing this. Like, how is this going to work exactly? I mean, you win. Does that mean you can only cash in on SmackDown, or can you cash in on both? We don't know the rules to this. So.
No, we don't know the rules. They haven't made it clear. I don't think they know the rules yet. I would do it, though, where whoever wins, whatever brand you're on, that's a champion you have to cash in on.
That'd make it easier, but it's also not fair. Because someone from Raw, Brock's never there. It's really hard to cash in when you can't. The champ's not there.
That's why The Miz winning on SmackDown makes a lot of sense.
That's why I'm saying this now, but we don't know the rules exactly, so that could change.
You know who's not going to be at Money in the Bank?
CM Punk?
Yeah. You know who else? Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I mean, Punk's not supposed to be. You know, he doesn't wrestle for WWE. Punk actually, unlike Brock Lesnar, Punk fights for the UFC. Punk is actually a UFC fighter. Not like Brock Lesnar, who pretends he's going to go fight to the UFC, but he never actually does. Brock still has not re-entered the USADA drug testing pool. Brock still cannot fight for another 6 months from now. So I'm thinking Brock fighting in 2018 ain't happening. Everybody thought Brock was going to fight by the end of the year. I'm looking at it right now. I'm calling it. No Brock. Brock's not going to the UFC. Brock's staying in the WWE.
Well, right now he's not even in WWE. I think he's just going to the hockey games. That's it.
What hockey games?
In Winnipeg.
He goes to hockey games?
In Winnipeg, yeah.
What's he going to hockey games for?
Apparently likes the hockey there, so.
I like that Brock is like super Canadian now. Goes to hockey. He lives in like Saskatchewan. What is he doing?
He represents Canada when he fights. Like,
yeah,
that's great.
He's amazing. I love it. But yeah, he's not going to be at Money in the Bank. I don't know when he's going to show up.
But you don't really need Brock, though. It's still a pretty jacked card when you think about it.
It'd be nice to have Brock there too, though.
Well, I think
What
AJ...
about the Raw Universal Champion? The Raw Champion should be around once in a while. You know? When's the last time we saw Brock?
It was at the Greatest Rumble.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that. Felt like a nothing appearance, though, right? I don't know. It's just like, where is he? When's he going to defend the title? Who's going to challenge him? I feel like it's going to be Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
It's a very good possibility, but it seems like Seth's doing all this open challenge stuff, so is he still going to be IC champion by this point?
I don't know. I don't care. But Seth is doing this whole thing where he's saying he's the real champion on Raw and Brock who and na-na-na. I feel like they're building Seth towards Brock. And Roman is being downgraded right now. Roman will wrestle Jinder Mahal at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. That's a downgrade. The last show he's wrestling Brock Lesnar. This show he's wrestling Jinder Mahal.
I actually found this week was very exciting, actually, with Jinder and Roman.
All the backstage fight that they were having?
Yep. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that Jinder, it looked like he was going to come back and wrestle in the main event, but then Roman speared him through the wall. I enjoyed that. It was fun.
Okay. I didn't care for it. I just wanted it over with. Every time I see Jinder, every time I see Roman, I just want to fast forward to see what's next.
For me, if the match is just going to be a backstage brawl at the pay-per-view, I'm all for that. That's what they definitely should do.
Like a no DQ, false count anywhere type of thing?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do a normal match, and Roman will win. Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, more than likely.
You have too many gimmick matches on Money in the Bank already. WWE title match is going to be some sort of gimmick. You have 2 ladder matches. You need some of these normal one-on-one standard matches to fill out this pay-per-view. I think Roman's going to get stuck with one.
Maybe it'll be a match, but it'll lead to backstage brawling.
I don't know.
And then we have Extreme Rules, and you settle it there.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a multi-pay-per-view feud between Roman and Jinder. Can we just tune out now? Who wants to see this? Who out there is like, oh, my God, I can't believe we're finally getting Roman versus Jinder. This is the match I've always wanted. Maybe if you're really into bodybuilding, I don't know. Roman's so jacked. Jinder's so jacked. Can't we just have a pose down and get it over with? Take off your shirt, Roman. How come we never see Roman's bare chest? I want to know what he looks like with his shirt off. Like, we never see that, you know? What does he look like? Does he have abs? Does Roman have abs?
We did see it. Remember Evolution? They ripped off the chest protector.
I don't remember. I think I fell asleep during the whole Evolution reboot. I think I was asleep.
Anyways, he doesn't really have abs. That's why he pretty much wears the chest protector.
Oh, okay.
He looks more impressive because his arms stick out.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. I don't want to know any more about Roman. Okay? You know who else I never want to see again? No Way Jose. What's his problem?
Well, he's the new Adam Rose on Raw.
Yeah. We don't need a new Adam Rose. The old Adam Rose wasn't good. We don't need a new one. It's like, you know what we need? We need a new gobbledygooker. The old one was so good, let's get another guy dressed in a turkey suit. What a great idea. You know what I want? I want a new Atom Bomb. The first guy based on a nuclear bomb was such a good idea. Let's do it again. How about a new Duke the Dumpster Drozy? You know, a Garbage Man character, such a great move. Let's reboot that. No. Wrong. We don't need a guy who has a party on the way to his matches all the time. No Way Jose, Adam Rose, it's not necessary. Let me explain it in a way Jose can understand. No es necesario. Get out of here, Jose. Get out of here. No more Jose. How about no more Jose? Instead of No Way Jose, how about no more No Way Jose? That match was so terrible, I hated every minute of it. Bobby Roode, No Way Jose, and Baron Corbin. When that was announced as a triple threat match, I was like, are you kidding me? How are you putting this on TV? It's shameful. It's some of the darkest days in the history of professional wrestling. The fact that you have to put that on TV. That was so bad. It was so boring. I hated it.
To be fair, I thought it was better than the other two triple threat that the women had this week. That was bad because they were pretty much just handicap matches.
I guess.
At least this, it was more back and forth.
It wasn't as good as the main event, though. Owens, Lashley,
the main
and
event,
Elias.
obviously. Yeah, that and the AJ matches are the matches of the week. But
yeah. You talking about Alexa Bliss beating Bayley and Mickie James in a triple threat? Alexa hitting her DDT on Bayley for the win. That wasn't that great.
That was terrible. And it got worse on SmackDown. I don't know if you saw SmackDown with that triple threat match.
Yeah, it was Becky Lynch beating Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Becky getting Mandy to tap to the disarmer. I was happy to see Becky win. I'm a big fan of Becky Lynch. I think she's one of the better wrestlers in the women's division, if not the best. You know, she's really up there. I'd say top 2 or 3. Mandy and Sonya, not so much. They are not good.
Problem is, you don't think Becky's going to win, though, Money in the Bank? Looking at all the women that have qualified and might qualify. Do you think Becky's odds-on favorite?
I don't know. Let me see. Who's in Money in the Bank for the women so far? We have Becky. We have Alexa. We have Charlotte Flair. Ember Moon. Maybe Billie Kay. Or Lana, I guess. Billie Kay versus Lana will be a match on SmackDown this week with the winner qualifying for Money in the Bank. I think it's probably going to be Billie Kay, right? Because Peyton Royce didn't qualify, so I think Billie Kay will. So then you'll have the Iconics there in the match, but Peyton won't be officially in it.
I did like the Lana promo, though, backstage with Rusev as well, saying how they're both going to be the Money in the Bank winners.
Yeah, that's not happening.
It's not happening, but it's a nice dream, though.
Lana won't even qualify for Money in the Bank.
Unfortunately.
Who will fill out this match, though? Because the men's side, it's pretty much done. We have one more qualifier, Big Cass or Samoa Joe. We both think Joe's going to win on SmackDown, right? Because Daniel Bryan's going to wrestle Big Cass again at Money in the Bank.
Well, Big Cass got taken out this week by Daniel Bryan.
He got beat up pretty bad. Is he out?
I think he's going to be selling injury going into the match with Samoa Joe, so I think it might just be a squash on SmackDown this week.
Hope so. Big Cass is terrible. Okay.
Talking about the promo.
The promo was so bad. It was so bad. It was such a bad promo. The only thing that saved that promo was Daniel Bryan absolutely kicking Cass's ass afterwards. When Cass was just talking way too much. Like, he wouldn't shut up. It was just so long. And Bryan is just standing there listening to him. I'm just like, oh, my God. Bryan, pick up a mic. Tell him to shut up. Like, stop this promo, please. And then Cass comes into the ring, and it really felt like it was designed for Cass to come into the ring and beat up Daniel Bryan again. But no, that's not what happened at all. Cass stepped through the ropes, and Daniel Bryan proceeded to give him a vicious beating. Took out his legs, kicked his legs from under him, chop blocked him, wrapped his leg around the ring post, and then put him in a heel hook to finish it off. The referees had to pull him off, Big Cass. Daniel Bryan put down an absolute clinic on how a smaller man can beat up a bigger man in a great, exciting way on SmackDown this week. It was magnificent. Once again, Daniel Bryan showing why he is the number one wrestler in the world. Number one. Over Styles, Ospreay, Okada, Naito, Jericho. There is one man above them all. Daniel Bryan. He is the number one wrestler in the world today. That beating was beautiful. Brought a tear to my eye. I was so excited when Daniel Bryan started beating up Big Cass. I was like, yes, Bryan, get him. Kick that guy's ass. I hate that guy.
Well, I thought the UK crowd was quite spectacular in terms of cheering for Daniel Bryan when he came out. They didn't let Renee talk, which was a good idea.
Yeah, they should not let Renee talk at all.
Well, she's just, I don't know, not good. Not good at all.
Not my favorite. She's like the Dean Ambrose of announcers.
Yeah, I'd say even worse, actually.
I don't know. You miss Dean Ambrose?
There are some moments where he wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Can't remember those moments.
I thought the cactus wasn't that bad.
Cactus?
He had like the plant with him.
That was stupid. Are you kidding me? You thought that was good?
It wasn't terrible. I've seen worse.
I haven't. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, Daniel Bryan beating up Big Cass was great. I thought it was odd, though, that Samoa Joe cut this promo on SmackDown on Big Cass. Like, is Joe a babyface now?
It's an odd situation. They're both heels. It's just weird.
Why are they wrestling each other? It's bizarre. And it's not the first time that another heel has turned on Big Cass. Remember when The Miz had him on Miz TV and The Miz started talking down to him? Like, Miz was being, they had words exchanged between them. It's weird, Big Cass, the way he's pushed. Like, even the heels don't like him. Nobody likes him.
Well, there's the rumors that he's not being pushed right now because what happened with the mini Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Who he brought up in his promo this week on SmackDown. I don't know if you noticed that. I think Cass loses again at Money in the Bank, and then maybe we never see Cass again.
At this point, I'd be surprised if we get to that match right now. Like,
I think
feels like he's going to get destroyed against Joe, and then that's it.
I think he loses to Joe, but then he wrestles Bryan again at Money in the Bank because what else is Daniel Bryan going to do?
You know, I don't think Jeff Hardy has a match yet.
Oh, my goodness.
So why not?
Because somebody has to lose there.
Well, yeah. That's an issue.
Or not. Big Cass could interfere. And then he could start feuding with Jeff. Jeff doesn't really have anything going with the U.S. title. I guess Randy. Isn't he feuding with Randy?
No, Randy apparently is on vacation right now. So.
Again?
Yeah.
I've never seen a wrestler take so much vacation. Randy Orton is so lazy. He's the worst. But you know what? I'm happy because the Randy Orton on vacation is my favorite Randy Orton. Because then he's not on TV. It's the best way to do it. Take a long vacation, Randy. Take the summer off, buddy. You deserve it. You've worked really hard doing something. I don't know.
He put over Jeff Hardy, did he not? In a good match?
He lost to Jeff. Yeah, it was a good match. Jeff Hardy doesn't really have bad matches, though. He's pretty awesome. I mean, as long as he's sober, he has good matches. You know. Just saying.
I'm worried about his health right now.
Jeff?
Apparently he was injured in a dark match with The Miz.
Oh, Miz, you jerk. What are you doing to me? Not only are you terrible, but you ruined my favorite wrestlers, too? Stupid Miz. What the hell, man?
He still wrestled on the house shows, so...
Okay, good. Jeff Hardy is the man. I didn't see him on SmackDown this week.
Well, he was in a dark match, and he got injured. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, we have to talk about some other things going on SmackDown. There was something that happened on SmackDown this week that got me so excited. I got so happy. I was like freaking out. And I will tell you about it when we come back. I was very, very happy for something that happened on SmackDown. And you might not have noticed it. If you didn't pay close attention, the camera kind of cut away from it. But I'll tell you what happened on SmackDown when we come back. It is Wrestling Uncensored right here on TSN 690.
This is Curtis Axel, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is Antonio Cesaro, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
This is Rob Van Dam. You're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
All right, welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. We're here on TSN 690 every Saturday night talking professional wrestling here with you. WWE Money in the Bank. Next big pay-per-view from World Wrestling Entertainment taking place June 17th in Chicago. So we still have quite some time before we get to Money in the Bank. Shinsuke Nakamura will be challenging AJ Styles once again for the WWE Championship. Nakamura beating AJ this week in a fantastic match. I feel like these guys keep having great matches. And maybe every match gets better. This one was fun. It felt like Eddie Guerrero style a little bit. Shinsuke Nakamura, with the ref's back turned, pretended he got hit in the groin. But he hadn't been hit in the groin. But, you know, they've been punching each other low. Shinsuke's been doing it more than AJ, but that's been the story going into it. And Shinsuke pretended he got low blowed by AJ, And then when Styles was pleading his case to the ref, Nakamura hit him from behind, suplexed him, and does the knee to face for the 1-2-3. So Shinsuke beats AJ, cheats to win a little bit, a little underhanded, dirty tactics. And he now has the right to choose the stipulation for their match at Money in the Bank. He did not announce a stipulation on SmackDown, though. I was a little surprised. Usually you have the match, and then right after you go on the mic, you say, here's the match. But I guess we got to wait till Tuesday night to find out.
I don't think they know what the match is yet, so that's probably why you didn't get an announcement.
Is it weird that they had a match here on SmackDown with a winner? Now, I'm saying that because, the last match of the Greatest Royal Rumble, there was no winner. It was a double down, right? The match before that at Backlash... No. The match at Backlash was a double down. The Greatest Royal Rumble was a double countout, right?
Yeah.
So we've had 2 straight matches for the WWE Championship between these two guys that have not had a conclusive finish, where no man can get the over on the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a big part of the storyline why they're still wrestling each other, while they're still going on this feud. But then on SmackDown, in the build to this match, Shinsuke pins AJ Styles in the middle of the ring. So you have a feud that a good chunk of it is about how they can't beat each other, how no guy can get over, even though AJ did beat him at WrestleMania. But since then, they haven't been able to get over on each other. And then the match to set up the big match of the pay-per-view, one guy gets over on the other. I didn't like that. Because so much of it is, I can't beat you, you can't beat me, double count out, double down, whatever. And then here, it's like, Shinsuke won. Okay, Shinsuke just wins. I guess it's not that hard to get a clear victory. However, in their defense, if you think about the series of matches that they've had, AJ won the first at Mania, then they had 2 inconclusive finishes, and now Shinsuke won on SmackDown. So it's even, but I don't know, it bothered me a little bit. I think I'm nitpicking a little bit, but, when you have a feud where 2 guys can't beat each other and then one guy beats the other guy in the match that's supposed to build up the big match, it's kind of like, you killed the part of this storyline just before the big match.
Well, it's just part of the story, right? It's just you couldn't get that win. Now you finally got that win. Now you have the advantage. The only problem is you have the advantage, but you don't have the championship. So it kind of goes to show that, okay, you can wrestle AJ Styles, but when it comes to being WWE champion, you can't get that.
You can't win the big one.
That's what it seems like. You can, play in the playground, but you can't be the king of the mountain.
Now, what happens for Shinsuke Nakamura if he makes a stipulation? He sets it up for him to win, and then he still doesn't win.
Well, that's the end of it, right?
Is it?
Well, they're tied and everything. Even though he hasn't won the championship, it's over.
Should he win?
If he doesn't win now, he's probably never going to be WWE champion.
I really want to see him win the WWE title.
I don't know. I kind of don't see it happening because he won on SmackDown. Now it's like he has the advantage in a sense. I see AJ coming back.
But if you get to pick the stipulation, shouldn't you be able to win? Like if you make the rules to the match, you should make the rules to your advantage, and you should be able to come through and win. And if you can't, well then you suck, right? Like if I had a fight against you and I was like, look, you're not allowed to use your hands, and I still lost, I would be pretty bad at fighting. So if Nakamura can make the rules and still loses, well, then he's not really good at wrestling. And then how do we really believe in Nakamura going forward?
Well, they'll sell it that it's not that Nakamura is not good at wrestling. It's just that AJ Styles is that good.
Right. AJ Styles is that much better.
And
okay.
I think in WWE, the way they look at it, they believe that.
That AJ is just the man right now.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is. He's very good. He's very, very good. He's one of the best, if not the best, I did say Daniel Bryan was better. I think AJ Styles was the best wrestler in the world until Daniel Bryan came back. And things have changed. Daniel Bryan is so good. In my mind, he is perfect. He is the perfect wrestler.
That's interesting because I find when it comes to what AJ Styles could do, I find he's the perfect wrestler because I find AJ Styles can pretty much do anything.
He's not as good at grappling as Bryan is.
He's not bad.
He's not as good. At the chain wrestling, at the submissions, at the shoot style that Bryan does, AJ doesn't do that. AJ has better flips. AJ is more athletic than Bryan, but Bryan has more jiu-jitsu in his wrestling, and I like that. Bryan's work looks more real. Not to say AJ's doesn't look real, very authentic stuff, but what Bryan does, like what Bryan did to Cass this week on SmackDown, looked real. Like, I believe Daniel Bryan could really do that to Big Cass if he wanted to. Like, I don't think anybody's just going to stand there when AJ Styles Pele kicks him in the head. You know what I'm saying? There are elements to AJ's work where I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. But there's nothing with Bryan where I'm like questioning or you don't believe in what he's doing. I believe in everything Daniel Bryan does. He is, in my mind, in my opinion, wrestling is subjective. It's an art. I'm sure a lot of other people think The Miz is better than Daniel Bryan. I mean, those people are idiots, obviously, but idiots can have their own opinions too. I just may think that they're stupid. It's fine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding around. Nobody thinks The Miz is better than Daniel Bryan. Nobody. Not even Maurice. Even she knows. Yeah. Even Miz knows. But Daniel Bryan, in my mind, is perfect. He's the best wrestler in the world.
Well, again,
and that's saying a lot, I'm talking about New Japan. I'm talking about everybody.
Wow.
Bryan, to me, is number one. Over Kenny Omega, over Okada, over Naito, over a lot of these top wrestlers. Guys that are doing incredible things. I mean, Will Ospreay is ridiculous right now. But I think Daniel Bryan is better. I just prefer his style of wrestling as well. He's just the type of wrestler I like to see. Shoot style.
I can appreciate that. I just find AJ, he's more flash. And I guess that takes away from his realism a bit, but...
That's it. That flash, it's cool. I don't hate the flash. It's good. But what Bryan does is more authentic to real fighting and real grappling. What he does, I recognize as things that would happen in a real grappling setting. I'm a grappler. I'm a submission grappler. I do jiu-jitsu. I've been doing it for years. I'm into that. I'm a grappling nerd. And Daniel Bryan is too. So when I see him do that stuff, I'm like, hell yeah, man. It's exactly what I want to do. If I was a professional wrestler, I would wrestle like Bryan. Or I would try to. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be as good because he's the best thing going. But that's the style that I appreciate more than anything.
I can appreciate that. There's no question about that. I mean, Daniel Bryan is definitely one of the top superstars in WWE. It's very arguable who's the best right now. Is it AJ? I still think Kevin Owens is great, regardless of his push.
Of course, he's great. Look, he's top 3, top 5, If I'm giving my top 5 wrestlers in WWE today, I'd go Bryan 1, AJ 2, Kevin 3, Sammy 4, and then, I don't know, Joe or Finn. Right? That's pretty much top 5 going right now. Don't say Randy. Don't even... No, he's on vacation, John. Don't.
When he comes back, though.
Oh, my God.
RKO. I don't know. It's going to happen.
Yeah. You know what happened this week on SmackDown? The debut of one of my new favorites from NXT, from the great country of Mexico, Andrade Cien Almas. The soulless one. Andrade. His debut made me so happy. I loved it. I loved it so much. Not so much for the match because he wrestled a total jabroni. Who cares? But after the match, I don't think you noticed this, but after Andrade won, he went down on the ground, went down on the mat, put his head on his hand, put his fist, bumped down on the chest, and then up in the air. Tranquilo. Tranquilo. He did the Los Ingobernables pose in the WWE. Es muy tranquilo. Bueno. I loved it. I loved it so much. He went down, did a little pose, boom, boom, fist in the air, looked at the fist. That's the Los Ingobernables pose. That's the Tranquilo pose. That's what Naito does. Don't forget, Andrade Cien Almas was in Mexico. He was wrestling as La Sombra. And Naito, he went on his excursion to Mexico. He joined Los Ingobernables in CMLL and completely changed who he is as a professional wrestler. The Naito that was in Japan, and then the Naito that went to Mexico. When he came back to Japan, he came back a new man. He came back an ingobernable. And, of course, the leader of that group, La Sombra, is now, without the mask, going under the name of Andrade Cien Almas. Everybody gets all hyped about the Bullet Club in the WWE. All these people walking around with Bullet Club T-shirts who've never seen a Young Bucks match in their life, you know? See that all the time. Like, hey, man, Bullet Club, all right. See Kenny Omega? Who? Well, what are you wearing that shirt for? Take that shirt off. Get out of here. It's because it's cool. But everybody's so excited about it. Ooh, AJ Styles, too sweet. Finn Balor, too sweet. Anderson and Gallows, ooh, Bullet Club. Los Ingobernables have invaded the WWE now. Things just got real. Andrade Cien Almas is there. Tranquilo. You didn't see that, eh? They cut away. They cut away from the Tranquilo pose. They better not tell him to stop doing it, and they better show him when he does it. That is cool. That's a cool pose. Los Ingobernables de Japón, the Japanese outfit, are one of the most over groups in all of professional wrestling. If the WWE wants to steal the club and the Bullet Club and do that, steal Los Ingobernables too. You have the leader in your company. Tranquilo. It's obvious to me. I loved it. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, is he doing it? He's Tranquilo pose. I freaked out. It gains points for me, Andrade Cien Almas. Your debut was like, whatever, but the pose afterwards, oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Well, it's really wait and see, because I was just going to say, like, it seems like more than likely they're going to tell him not to do that anymore, but I don't know. Like, you're kind of right in the sense that if Finn Balor's allowed doing Too Sweet, why can't he do that too?
Yeah.
But
it's over.
There's favoritism in WWE, so you got to deal with that as well. Some things are allowed, some things aren't. It happens.
Yeah, well, I was excited for it. I marked out, as we say.
I think if enough people like you go crazy for it, they'll keep it. But if not, it's something strange, something they don't understand, and it's something that's not they made, it's foreign. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see it again.
Well, it was wonderful. What was not wonderful was the celebration. Carmella's little celebration there, a little promo.
It ended well.
It did end well. Asuka came into the ring, and then Carmella left.
Well, we got the announcement, too, of the match.
That match is happening officially at Money in the Bank. Carmella versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. It's a big match.
It's huge.
Asuka's got to win, right? How does Carmella beat Asuka? I mean, come on now. Does Asuka win?
It'd be crazy if Carmella did, but she did beat Charlotte kind of clean. If she beats Asuka clean, wow. They're really pushing her like crazy. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be too surprised because this is starting to feel like Alexa Bliss all over again. Where it felt like she wasn't going to win all the time, but she ended up beating everybody.
Even Asuka? Really?
I know it's huge, but
they built her up so much, and if she loses to Carmella here, the aura around Asuka is significantly degrading.
Did they not build up like Sasha Banks to be one of the best ever, and like Alexa tore her down?
And even now, Alexa's kind of like they built up Alexa really strong, and now she's like, whatever.
She still could win the Money in the Bank, though.
I guess. I really have no idea who's going to win the women's Money in the Bank. And I'm happy with anybody. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not mad if anybody wins, you know? Like, if Miz wins Money in the Bank for the men, I'm not happy about it. But if, like, say, Ember Moon or Billie Kay win Money in the Bank, I'm good with that. I'm good with anybody. Like, Alexa, Becky, Charlotte, Ember, anybody that's currently in it, if they win, that's fine with me.
Well, the landscape's changed now, because now you put Ronda Rousey in the mix for the championship. Now I really wonder, like, what are they going to do here?
Ronda Rousey is going to wrestle Nia Jax officially now. They announced it in a weird way. It was like on a red carpet.
Terrible.
Where Nia like challenged Ronda, and it was very awkward.
Terrible.
Terrible promo. Nia is so bad. I mean, we say it every week how bad she is as a wrestler, as a promo. She's just terrible. And once again, I mean, she was bad this week. I don't really want to harp on it because, hey, we all know Nia Jax is terrible.
Didn't Ronda, like, say no at first?
Yeah, she was like, I don't know about that. There's a lot of women that are more deserving of me. I've had one match. And Nia's like, yeah, well, too bad. I want to wrestle you. And I'm like, what the hell was that? You like my Nia Jax impression?
It's really spot on, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Nia Jax, Blech. I don't like it. I hope Ronda puts her in an armbar in like 5 seconds and just smashes her. But I don't see that happening. I feel like this is leading towards something else. I don't think this is where Ronda just wins the title and then Ronda's champion. How weird would that be? The Raw Men's Champion, Brock Lesnar. Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. What?
Oh, yeah, I could see that happening, actually. What are you talking
Intercontinental Champion. It's Conor McGregor! You know? What are they doing? They're turning into the UFC?
It's not bad, actually, if they did that.
UFC kind of sucks these days.
But I feel like this is also the opening for Stephanie, maybe, to come back. Because I feel everything with Ronda is going to revolve around Stephanie.
Yeah.
So maybe
some sort of tag team match for WrestleMania or SummerSlam.
Well, I could see Nia maybe being associated with Stephanie in some capacity.
Maybe Nia and Charlotte. I feel like
wrong brand.
Yeah, but is it? Because pay-per-views are two-branded, and I feel like on these dual-branded pay-per-views, you want some inter-brand feuds going on. And we all know that Ronda versus Charlotte is the big money match that they want to build towards.
For Mania. Why give it away at SummerSlam?
Well, you don't give it away at SummerSlam. You put them in a tag match at SummerSlam. You put Ronda and somebody else against Stephanie and Charlotte and Nia. Like, what if Nia wrestles Ronda, and then during the match, you know, the Stephanie's ringside and Charlotte comes out to support Ronda, but really they just attack Ronda, and then Natty and Shayna Baszler team up with Ronda at SummerSlam in a 6-woman tag.
Well, it's not completely far-fetched because Ronda is doing like 6-person tag matches right now at house shows.
Oh.
So
Ronda's working house shows in Europe. It's pretty crazy.
It was supposed to be the singles against Mickie James, right? But they changed it to a 6-person tag.
I wonder why.
Well, because they're being careful.
Because maybe Ronda's not ready to wrestle a one-on-one match, which is why when this match against Nia Jax was announced, I was pretty surprised because if you're going to put Ronda in a one-on-one match, her first one-on-one match, you would think you'd put her in there with somebody that can carry her. You know, one of the good wrestlers on your roster, like a Becky or an Asuka or Mickie James or Natalya. I wouldn't put her in there with Nia Jax, who couldn't carry a match if her life depended on it.
Well, did you notice the video that they posted but took down with her and Goldust, like practicing like headlocks?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they posted it. Goldust not in character or anything, like just Dustin Rhodes kind of thing, just practicing headlocks
with Ronda.
With Ronda, but they took it down though, so I guess they don't want to show that Ronda's practicing. Like they're really being protective of her,
as they should. But protecting her is not putting her in a one-on-one match with Nia Jax. So I don't think there will be a match. Like, it'll be announced, but I don't think it's going to be very long. Like, if it's a one-on-one match without interference, I think Ronda wins in under 2 minutes.
Yes.
If that is not the plan, I think my feeling is there's going to be interference. Whoever Ronda's SummerSlam opponents will be are going to show up at Money in the Bank, attack her, and then we'll start building towards August.
Well, I think clearly Stephanie is going to be involved in this in some capacity.
Yeah, I don't think her and Stephanie are done. Last time we saw Stephanie, she was getting attacked by Ronda Rousey night after WrestleMania, right? It's not over.
But like you said, in terms of a match, I wouldn't really expect much from what Nia and Ronda could do, because it just feels like they would be so protective of Ronda that they wouldn't want her in long periods with Nia where it's just dragging on.
I'll tell you one thing, though. This match is selling Money in the Bank. This is the match for Money in the Bank. Ronda Rousey challenging for a title in her first one-on-one match, her second match in the WWE. Well, I guess her second televised match. She's had some matches, like we said, they're non-televised in Europe. But,
Right.
This is her second match, really, in the WWE on TV, and it's at Money in the Bank. We weren't expecting Ronda till maybe SummerSlam. In fact, I said last week on the show, I was like, well, Ronda wasn't on Raw. You'd think that if they were going to promote the match, they'd get it done early, but here we go. Boom. Here's the match. This is big news that Ronda's going to be there. And to me, it's the match at Money in the Bank. Obviously, the Money in the Bank matches, very important, but I'm more curious to see what happens with Ronda Rousey. This is going to be a fun pay-per-view. And, of course, we'll be on right after the show for a post-show, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I thought you were moving studios, but...
Not yet.
Oh, okay, good.
Money in the Bank will be the last one at this studio, and then our pre-shows afterwards are going to be in like a really revamped Wrestling Uncensored studio. It's going to look very professional in the next couple of months. It's going to look really good, John.
Upgrades.
Oh, yeah, major upgrades. I'm telling you, all this content on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net with a DOTNAT spelled out, .net. A lot of content. We had the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show on there, live on YouTube, the video version. You see me, you see Johnny. We have UFC post-shows. We have WWE pay-per-view post-shows. We have special podcasts about New Japan, all on our YouTube channel, all at WrestlingUncensored.net. Follow me on Twitter at Dave Simon MMA. Follow Johnny North at North Genesis. We tweet out all the links. So much content. And 2018, I told you, we're making big strides, more content in 2018. And it's going to look more professional in 2018 as well. The video content is going to really revamp in the next couple of months here. We're going to do a whole relaunch on the YouTube channel. And, 2019 is just going to explode. So get ready. This is where we build, and then 2019, we explode.
Sounds exciting.
Damn right. When's your next match? Speaking of exciting, when can people see you in the ring? That's exciting.
Well, it's going to be next Sunday, May 27th, Montreal North, 4325 Industrial Boulevard. I was supposed to wrestle Ray Steele in a singles, but now it's a tag match where I'll be teaming with Stephen Paulson against Ray Steele and Wes Dawson. Show starts at 2 p.m. Tickets $5.
Amazing. $5 to see Johnny North. That is a deal.
Great deal.
Great deal. Follow him on Twitter at North Genesis. Follow me at Dave Simon MMA. Big shout out to Marco and Jimmy for helping us out back at TSN 690. And a big thank you to you for listening. For Johnny North, I am Dave Simon, and this has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.